छोटा हो गया यार। टेबल था ना? टेबल गिर जाएगा ये। नहीं इधर रहेगा, इसमें लेके क्या रहेगा? नहीं तो इसमें भी है, इस साल में वो भी नहीं है। हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण। करताल नहीं। हरे कृष्ण। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. जय कलियुग पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we'll continue our discussion on the Bhagavad Gita. We are on chapter 2. Chapter is entitled Contents of the Gita Summarized. Text number 48. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya Yogastha, equipoised. Kuru, perform. Karmani, your duties. Sangam, attachment. Tyaktva, giving up. Dhananjaya, O Arjun. Siddhi asiddhyo, in success and failure. Samah, equipoised. Bhutva, becoming. Samatvam, equanimity. Yoga, yoga. Uchyate is called. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. Perform your duty equipoised, O Arjun, abandoning all attachment to success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. Purport. Krishna tells Arjun that he should act in yoga. And what is that yoga? Yoga means to concentrate the mind upon the Supreme by controlling the ever-disturbing senses. And who is the Supreme? The Supreme is the Lord. And because he himself is telling Arjun to fight, Arjun has nothing to do with the results of the fight. Gain or victory are Krishna's concern. Arjuna is simply advised to act according to the dictation of Krishna. The following of Krishna's dictation is real yoga. And this is practical in the process called Krishna consciousness. By Krishna consciousness only can one give up the sense of proprietorship. One has to become the servant of Krishna or the servant of Krishna. That is the right way to discharge duty in Krishna consciousness, which alone can help one to act in yoga. Arjuna is a Kshatriya, and as such he is participating in the Varnashrama Dharma institution. It is said in the Vishnu Purana that in the Varnashram Dharma, the whole aim is to satisfy Vishnu. No one should satisfy himself, as is the rule in the material world, but one should satisfy Krishna. So unless one satisfies Krishna, one cannot correctly observe the principles of Varnashram Dharma. Indirectly, Arjuna was advised to act as Krishna told him. So Yogastha, be situated in yoga. And then Kuru Karmani, do your activities. And Sangam Tyaktva. Sangha in this context means attachment or possessiveness. If I do something, if I get something, then I am attached to those things. That is called Sangha in this context. In Hindi it means something else, but in this context it means attachment. Sangam tyaktva. संग का त्याग कर दो. Attachment you have to reject. Siddhi asiddhiyo. Whether you are in gain or success or loss, samo bhutva. Sama means be equal, be equanimous. Siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva. If you can maintain this state of mind, whether in victory or defeat, success or failure, then that state of mind, Krishna says, is yoga uchyate, is called as yoga. So common understanding of yoga is, whenever we talk about yoga in society, I do yoga, we say, right? I do yoga. I am a yogi. Which means, usually it means, I do some yogasana and some Surya Namaskar, maybe some asana, this and that, bend your body, maintain flexibility of your body, then you are doing yoga. You are a yogi. That is a common understanding. But this is just one limb of the Ashtanga Yoga process. Ashtanga. There are 8 limbs of yoga, or 8 steps to yoga in the original Patanjali's system of yoga. The first step is yam. Yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan and samadhi. These are the 8 stages of Ashtanga Yoga. Begins with yam and niyam. Yam and niyam means rules and regulations, do's and don'ts. Yam is don'ts, niyam is do's. So one has to strictly follow the do's and don'ts in order to be known as yogi. We indulge in everything, and then you do some Surya Namaskar and this and that, and then one wants to advertise himself as a yogi. That is false yoga or superficial yoga. So begins with yam and niyam. One has to be disciplined in certain rules and regulations. Then when one is strictly following these rules, then comes asana. Asana means whatever we know. Bhujangasana, Sarvangasana, all these asanas are there. YouTube, you will find unlimited videos. So then you practice asana. But asana is just the 3rd step. So once one is comfortable and flexible with the asanas and your health body is fit, then you do pranayam, which is an extension of the asana. You control your breathing. So what is the purpose of that? Why breathing is given so much importance? Because one who can focus on the breathing can easily control the mind, which is one step before mind control. One can't indulge in everything, all forms of enjoyment, and then expect the mind to be controlled. So first yam and niyam, and then asanas. So health, body is fit. Then you focus on the breathing. So just by focusing on our inhalation and exhalation, and concentrating on that, gradually the mind can be controlled. So asana and pranayam. Then the next step is pratyahar. What is that? Pratyahar. Ahar means you take in, right? Intake. Pratyahar means you withdraw. Opposite of ahar. You withdraw your senses from all objects of attachment. So eyes have their objects of attraction. Ears, nose, touch and smell. Huh. Withdraw these from their respective objects. Why withdraw? Because only when mind is withdrawn and the senses are withdrawn from these objects, then you can feed the senses with something positive. Then you can direct the senses to something better, superior. But it has to be withdrawn first. These are the methods of Ashtanga Yoga. So Pratyahar ke baad then comes Dharana. You now direct the mind towards a positive thing. Not just any positive. Here Prabhupada talks about focusing on God. So typically Ashtanga yogis focus on the Paramatma feature within the heart. Chaturbhuj form of the Supreme Lord, Vishnu, Krishna, within the heart of every living entity. That's the object of meditation. Once dharana reaches its maturity, it is called dhyan. Dhyan is focused meditation. Total focus. Dharana, dhyan, and finally it reaches a stage of samadhi. Total absorption in the form of Vishnu or Krishna. And that's the perfection of Ashtanga Yoga process. So this is the method given by Patanjali Muni. But hardly anyone knows about this, or hardly anyone cares about it in today's times. Right? At best, we want to do yoga for health purposes. Maintain fitness, maintain some flexibility. And that, if someone is able to do, such a person is considered a yogi, successful yoga practitioner. You don't have to spend money on your medicines and pills. You don't have to spend money on hospitals because you are a yogi and you are successfully practicing yoga. So then, what else do you want to achieve? Who cares about dhyan and dharana and samadhi? To dur ki baat. So that's the elementary level of yoga practice we see in today's times. But traditionally, according to the scriptures, this is what real yoga is. To attain Ishwar Pranidhan, Samadhi. So in the earlier verse, last verse, we saw how Krishna is advising Arjuna, Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Ma karma phala heturbhur, ma te sangosto karmani. Don't work for results. Do your work. You have a right to perform your duty, but don't be anxious about getting the results. So why do people want results or success? We all work for success, right? People want to be successful. We all want to be successful. So success is not our real deepest hankering. Actually, our deepest hankering is love. To love and be loved. We want to receive love. We want to express love. That's our deepest hankering. But usually, we think that if I get success, then people will love me. Success is usually translated as loving experience. So if I have success, then people will give me attention. I'll get appreciation and recognition. And we mistake that thing to be love. But unfortunately, the material world frustrates us in multiple ways. If this is our goal, to be successful or attain success, then we are likely to get frustrated in multiple ways. Because our hankering is love. And we are chasing after something else, thinking that this will give me love. So how do we get frustrated? First is, we may not get success at all. whatever definition of success we carry, that success may not come to our possession. So then you get frustrated. But then some people may get success, right? You may get success, but it may not attract the attention and love that we hanker for. So I get success, but no one appreciates me. No one talks about it. And they are talking about someone else, something else. So then that success is not fulfilling to our heart. Okay, then someone may say, I got success. And there are people who love me. Jai Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki. I am successful. And people are appreciating me, recognizing me, congratulating me. What is the problem here? The problem here is we are always wanting to maintain success. Because only if this success is maintained, then people will appreciate me and love me. And if there is a slightest risk that this success may go out of my hands, then I will lose people. I will lose the appreciation and the love and the respect I get out of the success. So then we start feeling insecure. Because not everyone is going to be successful all the time. Right? You are going to face failure sometime. So that means failure is equivalent to no love, no affection. So therefore this constant stress is there. Oh, I have to maintain this position, this status quo, this social respect, and this achievement and accomplishment, this much wealth. That takes up too much of our energy. Or you get success and you get genuine love. People are not simply appreciating you for the success. Whether it's success or failure, there are still some people around you who genuinely love you, care for you. Even this, there is a problem. Because this kind of love and care is not going to remain permanently. Right? The material world is designed in such a way that nothing here is permanent. Everything has a shelf life. So the near and dear ones who really care for us, love us, can they remain with us all the time? They cannot. Either we will go out of the picture or they will go out of the picture. Someone is going to die by the force of time, or circumstances will separate us. Then we simply have old memories to cherish. Will be put in some other situation, they will be put in some other situation. Or ultimately, time will separate everyone in the form of death. Again, the same frustration. Because you are missing that love. Therefore, the Gita says, Samatvam siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. So therefore, yoga is ultimately a connection. The word yoga is derived from the root word called yuj. Yuj means to connect, to link, to join. Yojan, jodna. So yoga is ultimately a connection with God. Because God is the only person who can love us completely to our satisfaction and who can receive our love to full satisfaction. The original relationship, permanent relationship, is one between the living entity and God. So when that relation is broken, then that will permanently create a vacuum in our heart. And all our attempts to fulfill our desires is a patchwork until that thing is fulfilled. So therefore, yoga is to revive that connection with Krishna. But we can revive that connection with God only when we disconnect ourselves from all other unnecessary connections or unhealthy connections, unfavorable connections. So therefore, repeatedly you find in the Gita where Krishna says, avoid this, avoid this. Be unaffected by these things, whether it is success or failure, loss or gain, profit or loss, victory, defeat. Don't get attached to too many things because they will suck away your attention and mental energy. So in this verse, Krishna says, Samatvam yoga uchyate. That equilibrium, equanimity is known as yoga. So usually we have two types of distractions. Distraction by pleasure and distraction by pain. What is distraction by pleasure? So you are supposed to go in a certain direction, attain a certain goal. But then there are too many allurements because of which we lose sight of the goal, and we get distracted by these things. Suppose someone is driving and wants to go from here to some place, and then all constantly is looking left and right. ये भी है, अच्छा दिख रहा है, ये भी है. What will happen? He will either reach late or he will meet with an accident. Right? That's a distraction. Too many attractive things on both sides of the road, which he can't resist. Or sometimes he may even stop there, want to enjoy a movie and some sports and games. Too much distraction. So he doesn't understand the importance of reaching the destination on time. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, you find Kunti Devi's prayer. Janmaishwarya Shruta Shribhir Edhamana Madappuman. This Kunti, the mother of the 5 Pandavas, she is she's offering prayers to Krishna. And she says, these 4 things, if someone is infatuated by these 4 things, such a person cannot take shelter of you, shelter of Krishna. What are those 4 things? Janma. Janma means not just the biological birth. Janma means high parentage, aristocratic birth. Because such a birth can infatuate us, make us very proud and arrogant. Born in a very wealthy family, maybe, very high influential family. What else? So birth can be a impediment. Can be, not necessarily, but it can be an impediment. Aishwarya. Aishwarya means opulence, wealth. Someone may not have high birth, but someone may become wealthy later and then acquire all kinds of luxurious comforts, everything he has at the beck and call. People surrounding, servants, mansion and cars and gadgets and everything. That can be an impediment. Aishwarya. Too much opulence surrounding us. Such a person will find it difficult to take to spiritual life. Third thing she says is Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta and Shri. Shruta is knowledge. This is interesting. Someone who has a lot of knowledge, that knowledge can be an impediment. This is counterintuitive, right? Usually people who have knowledge are expected to to understand all this philosophy. But knowledge can be an impediment, because someone who has knowledge can think, I am better than others and everyone else is inferior to me. And then you become too much caught up with the analysis of the knowledge that you miss the goal, the purpose of knowledge. So someone who is very intellectual, he has studied all the scriptures, all the books of knowledge, all science, maths, everything. But then he doesn't understand everything has a goal, has a purpose. So there is Veda, which means knowledge, and there is Vedanta, the end of knowledge. Knowledge has an end. It's supposed to have an end. Knowledge doesn't mean simply collect data and gather information and write piles of books, volumes of books, and then you somehow compress it in your brain. You may have information, knowledge about so many subjects. But then if that doesn't lead us to a goal, the intended goal, then that knowledge is considered a burden that we are carrying. Like an ass carries, a donkey, how it carries loads. It is that kind of burden. So Krishna in the Gita says, Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyo. By the study of all the Vedas, sarvaihi vedaihi ahameva vedyo. I am the one who is supposed to be known. So if we study all the Upanishads, Mahabharata, Ramayana and all the literatures, the Gita also maybe, but if you don't come to this conclusion, that Krishna is the goal of everything, then we are missing something, missing the crucial thing. So knowledge can be a distraction, an impediment to attaining the perfection of life. And finally she says, Kunti says, Shri. Shri is what? Physical beauty. Physical beauty, someone who is attractive, that also becomes an impediment. Because you think, you equate beauty with intelligence, which is not always the case. Beauty doesn't necessarily mean the person is better or superior. So someone who is gifted with these four things, if the person doesn't consider them to be gifts and remain grateful to all those things, but instead becomes proud and arrogant, then Kunti says, Edha mana madappuman, these four things can intoxicate you, infatuate you. Mana, mada means make you mad. Naivarhatya vidhatum vai tvam akinchana vocharam. Such people can never wholeheartedly, feelingly surrender to you. Because when do you surrender to someone? Only when you feel I am helpless and that person is capable of taking me out. But if I feel I have something, then why do I need to surrender to someone? So these are distraction by pleasure or Aishwarya, Janma Aishwarya Shruta. So when someone is surrounded by these things, then such a person is unlikely to take to serious practice of spiritual life. And you find so many examples in the scriptures. People who are surrounded by these four become antagonistic to God and His representatives. In the classic example, we have all these asuras, Ravan, Hiranyakashipu, Kumbhakarna, Shishupal. Even good people who are surrounded by these things can face this problem. And we find that here the stories of Indra. Who is Indra? Devataon ka Raja, king of the heavenly planets. So Indra is like a nice person. He's a king of the Devatas, not an ordinary position. Devatas themselves are very exalted. And the king of the Devatas is super exalted. Right? He has so much control, so much influence. He has practically the control of the entire universe. Everyone offers him respects, gifts. He has control. And everyone obeys his orders. But that Indra also oftentimes fails to recognize the divinity of Krishna or divinity of Vishnu or an incarnation when they come. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, we find the story of Krishna avatar. Krishna has descended and is performing his pastimes in Vrindavan, Gokul Vrindavan. And one day they decide to perform Indra Puja, which is an annual affair. Every year they used to do. So all the Vrajavasis are planning, arranging, organizing the whole thing. And then Krishna asked, oh, by the way, what is happening here? इतनी बड़ी तैयारी कर रहे हैं आप लोग किसके लिए? So Nanda Maharaj and others explained to them, so this is our annual Indra Puja. Because Indra is the one who supplies us rain, and because of rain we are able to get good harvest. Because of the harvest we are able to feed the cows and feed everyone. So therefore, we must pay our taxes to Indra, pay our respects to Indra. So Krishna said, but why? Indra is simply doing his duty, right? Whether you do the puja or not, he has to give rains. So why waste time in this Indra Puja? Instead, he said, we should worship Govardhan. Because Govardhan is the real person who is supplying us green grass for the cows and nice shelter, so many medicinal herbs. Therefore, let us worship Govardhan. So they said, okay, we will worship Govardhan, but we will also worship Indra. Nanda Maharaj said, let us not stop this. We will worship Indra, but we will also worship Govardhan according to your desire. What did Krishna say? No. Instead of worshipping Indra, we will worship Govardhan. So he was quite adamant about it. Finally, they agreed. ठीक है, we will not do Indra Puja. Although they were kind of worried, कुछ होगा तो नहीं? Reaction. Indra, powerful people, किसी से पंगा नहीं लेना, Indra से पंगा नहीं लेना है हमको. So, but still, because Krishna was so sweet, talker, so they agreed. And they transferred everything for Govardhan. Whatever big arrangement was made for Indra Puja, they took it to Govardhan and used all those things for Govardhan Puja. And everything went nice until something happened. They saw the sky covered with clouds and thunder and lightning, and then there was a heavy downpour of rain. So then they realized, abhi kare kya? Now you can't undo the whole thing, right? Jo ho gaya, wo ho gaya. So then heavy rains, not ordinary rains. It is described the rain used to fall like columns, not just drops. So Indra, so the Bhagavatam describes Indra, he saw the whole thing. Every year they used to perform my puja. Suddenly this talkative boy distracted them and stopped my sacrifice. How could they do this? So he thought, I need to teach them a lesson. So then he sent all these rains. So it is said that Indra called the Samvartaka clouds. These are special clouds which are used during Pralaya time. Pralaya is a time when the universe is destroyed. Creation, maintenance and destruction. The universe has a destruction time. That time you invoke these clouds, Samvartaka. But Indra felt it was emergency. इतना बड़ा अपराध हो गया मेरे खिलाफ. I will invoke these clouds to destroy this small village called Vrindavan and the inhabitants there. So abhi Vrajavasis, what they do? Krishna directed them to do this. So they went to Krishna wholeheartedly, saying, Krishna, look at what happened because of you. You said, right, to do all this. So now you decide, tell us what to do. So Krishna, don't worry. He went to go. Here, Govardhan will protect us. So Krishna went there and lifted the Govardhan and held on his. Kidhar hai wo picture? Udhar hai. Krishna holding the Govardhan. And all the Vrajavasis and the cows and the animals, everyone were able to assemble under this one umbrella. And for 7 days and 7 nights, the downpour continued and nothing happened. In fact, they felt, let this downpour continue. 7 दिन इतना जल्दी खत्म? They were enjoying more than when they were outside. So potential disaster turned into a big celebration. So point here is how Indra, coming back to Indra is someone who is a Devata, very obedient to Vishnu and his instructions. Very nice person. But sometimes we tend to get distracted. Distraction by pleasure. Distraction by too much opulence surrounding you, too much wealth and comforts. You fail to recognize who is God. When the original God comes, you think, because when you are surrounded by all these things, we think, I am no less, by the way. I am also good enough. So when someone receives more respect than us, then we feel insecure. We feel my position is under threat. So therefore, Indra made that blunder, not realizing that Krishna is the ultimate well-wisher. He is not competing with you. You don't have to think that you are his competitor or he is your competitor. He is your eternal master and worshipable person. So in this way, Janma Ishwarya Shrutashri can potentially distract us. Therefore, Krishna advises Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. Whether you are surrounded by pleasure or pain, one has to be Samatvam. And the other distraction is pain. When we are surrounded by pain, pain in the form of physical pain, health issues, terminal diseases, or it can be legal cases. That can be a pain. Too many legal cases dragging along for years and years. Debts, loans, financial problems, relationship problems, too much conflicts at home, in the office, in society. All these things cause pain. Right? When someone is going through a miserable condition, such a person also cannot take to spiritual life so easily. Because these things are bothering that person too much. Where is the time to focus on the real thing? So both pleasure and pain can be a distraction. So within the universal structure, higher planets are surrounded by pleasure. Too much pleasure that people don't feel the need to take to spiritual life, to surrender to Krishna. And in the lower planetary systems, too much pain, miserable condition, hellish living conditions, because of which they are unable to take shelter of Krishna. So therefore, Bhumandal, this earthly planetary system, is considered the ideal location where people can practice spiritual life nicely. Even within the earthly system, Bharatvarsha is considered the best place. Because Bharatvarsha is not too opulent, too miserable. And Bharatvarsha is a place where all the sacred spots, sacred places are located, sacred rivers, sacred mountains, everything in one place we have. Therefore, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, you find the Devatas glorifying Bharata, the land of India. They pray that let us take birth here. We don't want birth in the higher planets, because that's a distraction. Let us take birth in this holy land of India, Bharata. Because it's the ideal place to practice spiritual life and attain success within a very short time. So in this way, Presidents of Lord Chaitanya used to say, Bharata bhumite hoila manushya janmajar, janma sarthaka kari kara paropakar. Anyone who is fortunate enough to have taken birth in this land of India, manushya janmayar, human birth in India, janma sarthaka kari. Such a person should perfect his life and kara paropakar. One should help others perfect their lives. This is the primary duty of people who have taken birth in India. Because we have all the facilities and help, resources available to practice spiritual life comfortably, without impediments. So therefore, let us not squander this opportunity. Samatvam yoga uchyate. This is the ideal place to practice yoga. We have all the scriptures available, all the set of instructions available, all the guides and great rishis and munis and spiritual masters available, good examples available. Whereas if you go to the West, people don't even know who Krishna is. They don't know what Gita is. Forget about understanding the deep mystery of the Gita. What regulated life is. Because it's this life of indulgence. Right? Although there are sincere practitioners there, but conditions are not conducive to practice spiritual life. People have too many distractions. Too much wealth or too much misery. Whereas India is highly favorable. So in this way, Krishna is emphasizing the need for remaining samatvam, remaining equanimous, whether it is siddhi, asiddhi, success or failure, victory or defeat, profit or loss. If one can maintain that focus on the real purpose of life, that state of mind is yoga. That's what Krishna is saying here, and he will continue this theme in the coming verses. So we'll stop here if anyone has any comment or question. How to keep ourselves away from these? Both ways, do's and don'ts. Just like a doctor tells you, if you want to get cured, you have to follow certain diets, certain medicines, and you have to avoid certain food items, right? So if you want to remain focused, we have to follow certain rules and regulations. So one powerful method is to associate with people who are focused. Alone, it is very difficult to remain focused, especially in this age of distractions. Sangha mein there is strength. Because we are all weak individually. But if we are in an association, of like-minded people, then it becomes very easy to remain focused. And you should consciously avoid distractions. When we know certain things are distracting, like phone, for example. Mobile phone is a big distraction nowadays. So if we are doing something positive, at least we can physically keep the phone away. Like for example, if you are chanting Hare Krishna, meditating, there is no point in keeping the phone very close to you and imagining that I am meditating. Right? That's meditation is more on the phone than on the main thing of meditation. Where the phone will ring continuously, there will continue to beep messages and other things, notifications are there. So if you are really serious about meditation, then we should keep all these distractions at least physically away. To keep it mentally away, it may take time. At least physically, if you keep it away, it is easier. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. I have no question to ask in this deliberation, but two clarification. The first one that Prabhuji, you mentioned about, Krishna's servant and servant of Krishna has to be. That's one explanation if you can tell us. That's number one. Number two is that the samadhi. Samadhi is the one which is the most important, but also is difficult for a common man to practice, I think, in the yoga perspective. Finally, the Kunti's advice that beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. But how do we, how do I, say, identify that distinction? Thank you.
Okay, so servant or servant, it comes in the purport. Prabhupada says, right? One has to become the servant of Krishna or the servant of Krishna. It's actually the same. Essentially, it's the same. You either directly follow Krishna's order, like Arjun had the opportunity to directly interact with Krishna, or you get the same instruction like we are getting now. Our studying the Gita and Arjuna studying the Gita is the same, essentially. Now, someone may say, Arjun was fortunate enough to have direct connection with Krishna, but we don't have, we can't see Krishna, we can't meet Krishna. It doesn't really matter. But the instructions are the same. And if we follow in the spirit of Arjun, we are as good as remaining connected with Krishna. So we have the parampara system, the knowledge coming through Guru Shishya. Whether you get directly from Krishna or you get 20 gurus down the line or million gurus down the line, the instructions are the same. Just like an engine and a train compartments, one compartment is connected to the engine, but if the other bogies are connected to these bogies, right? So whether it's the last dabba or the first dabba, everyone is going to reach the same at the same time, the destination. Similarly, it doesn't really matter whether you are a direct servant of Krishna or servant of Krishna or servant n number of times. I forgot the other question. Samadhi. Samadhi is like a total absorption. Total absorption in the thoughts of Krishna.
Only the extension, because Srila Prabhupada, he went around the globe propagating this the Krishna consciousness. That itself is in a big, big giving. I think nobody else in the world has ever done this. This kind of beneficial, benevolent to the human life. That we must. I think that's one thing. It's a great giving. Whether it's a gift or it's a it's a punya. What we call it is a punya.
Okay, thank you for your thoughts. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki